Welcome to What the Phobia. I am your host, the creepy journalist. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Welcome. What the Phobia? What the Phobia? What the Phobia? Hey guys, welcome back. So, I was going through the known phobias that we know of, about, and that we love and know about. And I didn't want to talk about a phobia. I was just looking at everything and I'm like, I talked about it. I touched on that one. But, I don't know. I guess I need a quick break from my mind as much as I love fear. Let's talk about... You know what? I want to talk about the way I see the world. You know what? The way I see the universe do its thing around me. I'm not saying I'm the center. I'm just saying the way that things go on around me. From my perception, from my POV, my point of view. That's not to say that it's all about me. No. I can only speak for me because I am only me. I cannot speak for somebody else because I don't see or perceive the same as somebody else. Which is why I'm saying how the universe acts and reacts to the vibrations that I myself as a person create out there. Now, this is about to be some heavy shit. Not scripted. It's about to be heavy. Okay? So, let's start from the beginning. Alright? Damn. I don't even know how to start. So, my earliest childhood memories, I would have to say, one of them, for some reason, I vaguely remember my grandmother's house. Now, my grandmama is still alive to this day. Thank the Lord. And for some reason, the way I perceived her house when I was maybe a year, maybe two, I remember a lot of white walls. I remember a fence of some sort. I remember everything was just white. Even the ceiling was white. And as I got older, when I went back again, I was about 15 or 16 years old, everything was still white. Obviously, things weren't exactly the same way I remember them, because, like I said, I was just a baby when I remember my first childhood memories. Baby memories. And it wasn't that everything was like exposed white. It's just, I just remember a lot of white walls. And yeah, as I got older, I realized that I wasn't too far off. There were some blues here, some greens there, but obviously the house was painted to some degree at some point in time. But everything was pretty much the same. Obviously, the baby can't define detail, so my brain had to fill in the blanks. But humans are very interesting in how we put together information. The reason I bring up memories, childhood memories, baby memories, is because I ask myself, do we really remember things as we think they did happen, as they did occur, or do we have some sort of fill in the blank system in our subconscious? Right now I'm looking around, and for those of you that have been listening in, I'm sure that you guys have heard traffic, cars honking, cars braking, things like that at some point during my episodes. I usually record when I'm driving, because like I have said in previous episodes, that's the only time I'm alone, and it gets to be very annoying when you try to record around people that are always trying to talk to you. But back to the matter at hand. So, memories. Hell, even this recording is a memory. Digital memory. Now, if my ears are the same representation as a microphone, which captures sound, then my ear should capture everything that the microphone captures, right? No. Because my perception is not the same as the microphone's perception. Regardless of whether or not it has a heartbeat, this device that I'm using to record has its own perception. It's not technically alive, organically. Artificially, yes, it is alive. So its perception of the world is a lot different from mine. Its perception of the world of my cell phone, this phone that I'm using to record, is most likely coming from something that's always inside of a dark place, a pocket. That is its world. That and when it's in my hand. The phone does not know any other place as its world. So, for me, being a human on this planet Earth in this galaxy called the Milky Way, in this huge place, this huge pocket called the universe, my perception can only go so far. I haven't been exposed to more than what I've seen in my life. This recording won't be exposed to more than what it's allowed to see during its life, however long that may be. So, going back to what we know of memories, I ask the question again: do we perceive everything the way it's given to us, or does our brain have a fill-in-the-blank system for the parts that we have yet to understand? Let's just put that into example. If you've ever shown someone how to do something, okay, maybe these are just people of habit. Maybe you tell them how to do something one time. You ask them, did you get it? They say yes. You ask them to show you, and they can't because they did not understand you. So why would they say yes? Because their brain perceived at that point in time that they understood it. And possibly they did, but their brain wasn't able to decode and break down each part of whatever it was that you were showing them, that they understood. Now, why did they say yes? Probably because of the fill-in-the-blank system. Humans naturally have this pride. I don't know why. We have this pride that stops us from learning. This pride can also be equal to the fill-in-the-blank system. This pride that you don't want to feel embarrassment, you don't want to be ridiculed, you don't want to feel dumb that you don't know something. So the pride, aka fill-in-the-blank system, kicks in and makes you say these certain things when you know damn well you don't know them. So humans are interesting in that part. The fill-in-the-blank system really brings about, I guess, most of the things that make us dishonest. Because you can lie. Someone can ask you something and you say, yeah, for sure, yeah. When you know either you can't do it or just some sort of thing where you won't be able to. But we naturally say, yeah, I got it. Yeah. No. The fill-in-the-blank system is fucking up. We've heard about the fill in the blank system before. And yes, I'm going to touch bases on this. I have to touch on it. You can't have a talk about the universe and trippy shit without talking about the Matrix. We all saw the Matrix. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Okay? It was a good movie. Good series of movies. And Keanu Reeves kicks ass, so. Before these youngins knew about John Wick, we knew about the one, Neo. And whether or not he's the one, that's a whole nother topic. But that movie really got me thinking when I was a kid. What if we are living a simulation? Forget the whole fighting shit, the whole machines, forget that. Okay? But let's just assume for a second that we are in a simulation of some sort. We are all asleep, hypersleep, and every day that we live is built upon, the day itself is built upon what we think we know and what we believe we know. The fill in the blank system. There are people that have what people consider disorders. I consider them gifts. For example, have you ever heard of people that are colorblind? And this is a whole other loose end that I'm just tying up from my head. But people that are colorblind, how do they know that they're colorblind? I've asked people that are colorblind. They say, I can't see green. What do you mean? It's a shade of gray. Fine. But that's your green. That's how you perceive it. So if I show you green and I put you next to a person with 20/20 vision, can see colors just fine, and I ask them to point at the green, they're both going to point at the same color green. The only difference is that one of the persons that's pointing at it is perceiving a shade of gray because they've been told that that's what they see, a shade of gray. So that means that their perception of greed is a shade of gray, which is still to them green. Fuck. I'm gonna give myself a headache, I know it. So perception is a trippy thing. Now, I could be wrong on everything that I'm saying, everything that I think. Okay? But I am a firm believer in that everything that happens to us, right, be it good or bad, has to do with our perception. Because we humans are living sentient beings that live on this earth that have two ways of behaving towards events, things that happen to them in their lives. It's called acting and reacting. It's a very simple behavior. Now, between those two, they trigger very different emotions, which is a whole nother issue. But your emotions are based off of your acting and your reacting, which in turn affects the universe around you and the way that you perceive it. Let's talk about time for a quick second, okay? Time is from what people have said in the past, man-made invention. And I agree with that to a certain degree, because before people started recording, documenting time, what do? We just live day to day. But even then, old civilizations realized very quickly that you could not farm during certain points of the year, which means they had to keep track of time. So, was there ever a time, was there ever a point in our history that time wasn't used? Let me know. I'll wait. What I'm trying to get at is acting and reacting, right? So the way that we act and or react will affect the universe around us. I've said that once. This is the second time I say it. So the example I want to give is time. Let's say you're in class taking a test. Whatever grade you're in, I don't care. Alright? It could be the fucking DMV. I don't give a shit. Alright? If you're going in there with negative vibes, negative acting, or negative reacting towards the test, what's going to happen to the time around you? It's going to go slower. It's going to go so much slow that you can't wait to be fucking out of there. Right? Cool. Let's say the test is an hour. Let's just use an hour as a time frame. In that same hour, somebody else in the world is at a party, house party. All right, maybe play beer pong, maybe smoking some weed. I don't know. The point is, they're having a good time. So, whose time is going to be spent a lot faster? Used up, spent, taken, much faster. My money is on the person having a good time. Because when there's positive vibes, things go a lot smoother, whether or not they're planned. Right? Let's say that this person gets to the house party. At the same time that this person A is the house party, person B is the DMV person taking a test. Whose time is going to be spent a lot faster? I already said it. For me, it'll be the house party person because of the positive vibes. Now, I don't think I've ever met anyone that has ever said, wow, I had such a good time, I felt like the night would never end. No. Most of the time it's, damn, my night was too short, I wish it could have been longer. Or damn, that day with such and such person was such a long day, we had a great time. No. It's always good with short time, bad with long time. So does our enjoyment affect time and how we travel through it, or at least how we perceive time that we're going through? See what I'm saying? This is the part where I said I was going to get trippy. So the questions I ask myself whenever I'm alone. All right, let's say that, how do I put this? Acting and reacting, right? What leads to a better outcome? Positive energy or negative energy? Because believe it or not, your behavior affects the universe around you. If you don't believe me, start doing negative shit to people around you and watch how quickly your day will go from good to bad. Because you're spreading negative energy. Same as it is with positive. Spread good energy, you get good energy. Now, let's talk about karma for a second. Fuck. My head is hurting. Karma is said, it has been described as what goes around comes around. Yes,